digital analog artist, visual storyteller. I am continuing with the making of the Dragonfly themed sculpture folded book. This is the beginning. I've been showing this. If you look at the earlier videos, you'll see where I'm making all of these little dragonflies, and I have pre-folded in both directions, this way and the other way, in fourths in both directions, so that this next part that I'm about to do, you'll be able to see will fit in those little folded rectangles. So I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing next. Eventually I'm going to move the camera, but for right now, I'll show you that. Oh, this is going to be backwards, but anyway, I'm coating. You can see the shininess of it. I've been coating that color copy with this matte medium using a brush, foam brush, this type of brush, like this. It's right now in water, keeping it from drying out. And next, I am going to turn the camera so you can see this from above, but I'm going to be putting this in water. That's the next step. I have done 8. I have a little container here with water. So I'm going to move the, hi, I see one person watching. I'm going to move the camera so that you can see what I'm doing from the clip. There we go. So I have been constructing this book, and I'm doing a work session about the book. Hi, Drew. I showed earlier that have been making this paper folded piece that will eventually become a book, sculptural book. I have been coating this copy that has all these dragonflies in it. These little ones that I'm going to be attaching to that bigger piece. And I have gone through 8 layers in a cross-hatching arrangement, up and back and, up and down, back and forth to 8. So now the next thing I'm going to do is soak that paper in water, and then I'm going to peel the back off. So there'll be some little dragonflies. But I'm not going to do it all at once. I'm going to do it in sections because that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to cut out some sections. This dragonfly here. I'm going to put in the water and soak it. This will be a somewhat of a test to see if I put enough layers on the paper. So if the test goes not so great, it'll be a live showing of a mistake. So then you just soak it. And what I'm doing is I'm waiting for the paper to absorb the water. And then I'm going to peel off the paper. I'm going to use, if you see that it's starting to peel off the back. So I'll hold it up closer to the camera. You can see how this is, it's kind of like skin peeling. It's a little bit, but the paper comes off little by little. I'm not pressing very hard on the peeling because I don't want to tear or pull apart. So I'll end up with this little dragonfly that's like a flexible object that can be somewhat stretched. And as I said, the part that the liquid I'm using is this material that I showed earlier in the video, matte medium, applied in a cross-hatching way. Hi, Camellia. And I am partway through a very long project. Oh, hi, Kaylin. Oh, okay, great. Thanks for letting me know that you connected with me previously. So this is a step in the process of making the book. I am peeling apart the paper from and this is going to fall off because that paper wasn't covered with matte medium, but the other little section was. So you just keep working on that, or I'll keep working on that, and eventually I'll pull off all of the paper from the back of that color copy that I made and cross-hatched on the front with matte medium. If you're wondering, yes, you can color on the piece. It's sort of like a stretched skin material. That's what it feels like. And it ends up being a dragonfly. So that can be applied. So I'll just show you. I'm not going to attach it yet because I'm not completely done, but you can see it's almost done. Then that, I'm drying my hands off, will be attached to this larger piece here. And in one of the areas. But I'm not ready because it's not completely done yet. But I wanted to, hi Drew, I said hi to you, yes. And so I will leave that one. I'm going to cut another one out. Just leave that there for now. And I'm going to cut some more on this color copy. I think I'll do this one. Changing my mind. I'm going to do this one right here. This little small one that's not a complete dragonfly, but it's partial. Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. I'm going to put it in the paper, in the not in the paper, in the water, so it'll be soaking. I'll do a couple of these. Make sure it's in the camera. So I'm just soaking in order to peel the paper off the back, and then eventually use it as a collage piece. So there you go. That's how it works. I did 8 crosshatch layers. I usually do 8 or 9. I decided to do the fewer that you do, the more kind of flimsy it is, and the more opaque the um, piece is when you're applying it to some other surface. Depends on what you want. There's a little bit of a dragonfly piece right there. Okay, so that's what I'm doing for today for the live. I'm going to move everything. I'll put this here so you can see it. This is the other one. I'm going to work through several of them. Let's see. I think I'll do these. I like these little guys here. And this is a color copy of another piece of artwork that I photographed and then made a color copy. The reason I'm struggling with the scissors is because I'm watching on the camera and making sure that what I'm doing is in the camera, and I'm looking down, watching myself do it. So I have to keep looking back and forth. So one more soaking. And I'll clean those off more before I start adhering them to the paper that I've been, to the book, folded book. So it's just peeling off the back to make, I call these lifts, transfer lifts, made with matte medium. Before COVID, I made a lot of work like this. And then during COVID, I started doing digital pieces because I couldn't show anything in person anymore for a while. This one feels more fragile. See those little dragonflies? All right, I'm going to move the phone back to its other position. Hi, Carson. 2.0. Hold on. I'm moving the phone back and I'm going to switch the direction. This is my studio table. That's where I work on different hard analog pieces. That's where I assemble frames. And these are some of my artworks. It's a dragonfly piece and some cactus work. All right. So I'm back. Susan Detroy. Hi, Alexander. I'm just finishing up showing how I do transfer lifts with matte medium for a folded sculpture book that I am going to finish up by the end of August to be in a traveling exhibit that will be traveling in a suitcase along with other artists who make books. This is a little bit outside my usual working method, although including some things that I used to do. Thanks for the hearts, and thanks for the comment. Beautiful art. Thank you very much. I'll hold up here the substrate that have created. I'm going to move the camera holder out of the way. Turn it right side up. So this is what I've been working on with the substrate. And I showed earlier, it's a folding book, and I've already pre-marked it by doing some preliminary folds lengthwise and the other direction. So, and this was something I showed also a little sculpture type thing of how it might look. It might stand sort of like this, like that. That's a little prototype. Thanks for the likes. And if you look back in my channel, I have a playlist about two-dimensional, and I think I made a playlist for the book, and you can look at the other. Thank you, Alexander. Glad you like it. I've started at the very beginning with the blank paper and making dragonflies, and did a few of those, and then showed the transfer process, the cross-hatching, and I have a lot of other videos. Of course, those of us on YouTube always want subscribers. Yes, because then we get more mileage of what we do. If anyone has any question related to what I'm doing, please post that soon, because I am about to stop. I've been going about 17 minutes, and I think that's enough. Please subscribe, and if you have a channel, I often subscribe back. And I think that'll be it for now. Susan Detroy, visual artist, storyteller. Thanks, everybody who came on and said hi, followed along. Take care. Bye.